These Terence Crawford versus Madrimov tickets are struggling. Tickets aren't selling as expected, I guess you could say. That's what I want to talk about in this video. Boom. You never know. You never know. I'm on Ticketmaster. Riyadh season card, Crawford Madrimov versus Madrimov featuring Eminem. Now, see, right then and there, that's already kind of concerning. They've been attaching Eminem because he's going to be there, right? Eminem's slated to be there on this with the performance, right? But you have Marshall Mathers, who just put out an album, The Debt of Slim Shady, right? And they've been heavily advertised. Like I'm talking about, you'll see the fighters on the card, and then you see Eminem's face. So they've been advertising the heck out of Eminem being there, right? Because Terence Crawford had the ring walk in the PBC card, mind you, with Errol Spence. So everybody was talking about it. Oh, this is such a cool ring walk with Eminem, blah, blah, blah. So they try to capitalize on it and I guess double down and do it again. But the tickets are having issues selling. Now, the reason we know this is because they keep pulling sections. They keep pulling sections and then they'll reappear. Right? And then the prices keep going down. So you don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but ticket prices are going down. You see $144.95 for section 213. Let's see where that's at. 213. So that's up there. Then they got sections right here. Like this looks like lower bowl, 259. And just keep looking. Right? They had tickets on the floor. Look, 19 tickets on the floor for $353. You see what I'm saying? And don't go off of this because, again, they keep pulling tickets and then they'll reappear. I've been studying this and been watching this, etc. Look, floor seats like this is pretty. See, there's the ring. This section is under $500. Look, $259, and they got 36 tickets on the floor, and the ring's right there. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like these prices, okay, those floor seats are higher. This section right here, and that's because it's from resellers. You can see in the purple. So the bottom line is, you believe me or not, the tickets aren't moving that fast. Here's another thing, because I know some of you guys don't know this and you turn to BOXINGEGO for all your boxing news. So let me inform you what else is going on. So right now I'm on DAZN's page. They did the open workout or whatnot, which is these pictures right here, right? They did the open workout, but they actually have fights. They already did some of the fights, like the undercard. What the heck? Who's this? That pose is crazy. No diddy. So look, that's a fight. They already have fights go on. How many? Please do not lie. Let me know in the comment section if you knew that the undercard fights already took place as of me recording the video. Look, these, like, I can't show you the actual fights for copyright reasons, but look, they've already had Riyadh season. I thought this was supposed to be on the fight card. Initially, this was supposed to be on the fight card, I believe. This is Mark Castro, but they already did his fight early. So that's concerning as well. So they've already done some of the undercard fights. You see right there, it says July 31st, Riyadh season undercard. So they already had some of the fights. Now, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but what that means to me, what I believe they did is, since the tickets haven't been selling great, they decided to do a separate undercard event. I don't know why they picked that day instead of like as opposed to a Friday or something, but probably because the weigh-in is at 9 p.m., which is weird. The weigh-in is at 9 p.m. It starts at 9 p.m. like it's some kind of club or whatever. That's very weird. So just a lot of weird decisions. But anyway, I don't want to get too distracted. The bottom line is they had an undercard fight. Let me know if you guys watched it, if you even knew it was going on. So horrible advertising. Crawford keeps saying that, oh, there's Riyadh season posters everywhere. I didn't even know until after the fight that they were doing this, that they had this undercard fight card that already happened. And I actually know some of the fighters on the card. So I had no knowledge of this. But the reason why I believe that they did this was because they aren't selling the tickets good. So they put this mini card and they're probably giving tickets away at this fight card because they're like, okay, if the people are going to be willing to stick around for the public workout and then watch some boxing event, we can get some of these boxing people and give them free tickets or, comp them tickets or at least give them discounted tickets and they'll come back for the fight night on Saturday. So what does this mean? I mean, it's nothing we didn't know. Bob Arum, this is what he said about Crawford. He said Crawford is an amazing talent, but he don't know how to market himself. I could have bought a house in Malibu with the money I've wasted on Crawford. And now Crawford is just has access to someone else's money. But this is the problem. You have to be able to sell yourself. Being the fighter is good. Like I believe it's Bruce Lee is like, knowing is not enough. You must apply, right? Crawford has part of the formula by being a kick-ass fighter and being very good at his job. But the parts that he could work on is the communications, talking to media, making himself relatable where the fans want to support him and stuff. It's like I don't know, maybe it's something you can't teach. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But Crawford just seems content being a fighter and training for the fight. And it's really weird because I've been around Crawford and I see him like conversate with his friends and his homies and stuff. And he seems like a funny dude and like chill and like, somebody cool to kick it with. But then when the cameras are rolling, Terence Crawford like this. He got his arms crossed. He look all like tight and like boxed in and unapproachable. And he just doesn't really show much of his personality. And in boxing, especially now in boxing, maybe in the 80s, if Crawford was like a star like Sugar Ray Leonard in those times, maybe he could get away with just being the great fighter. But in this modern day, you got YouTubers doing this and people like Gervonta Davis who are super dynamic and, the culture's messing with him and rappers messing with him. It's like you're not standing out. You're not really standing out enough. And I'm not saying that Crawford should be someone he's not in terms of like trash talk. Madrimov didn't really trash talk, so there's no reason that he needs to disrespect Madrimov because that would be being fake, and I don't believe that somebody should be fake. But I think Crawford, I mean, he's saying, and here's the thing, Crawford is doing these interviews and he's saying it's the Crawford season, or he said something like that. He said it's the Terence Crawford era. But how is it your era and then they're giving away tickets and you have a stacked undercard? You have one of the greatest undercards that anybody's ever been blessed with, and then they're probably likely giving away some of the tickets and they're reducing the price. So something is not resonating with the fans. You guys let me know what it is for you. If you are going to the fight, let me know that too in the comment section. And it is what it is, but I'm not here to beat around the bush. Steak and potatoes, I give you that on my channel. It's always business. It's never nothing personal. So I see it like I see it. I call it how I see it. And it feels dead. Like I hope maybe something can change, but I actually expected more energy for fight week. You guys let me know if it feels And then see, this is the other thing. I didn't want her to do this, but y'all made me. I gotta talk about this because Crawford, he's saying stuff like the fight is bigger than the Errol Spence fight. In no shape, form, or fashion is this fight bigger. So when you start saying cockamamie things like somehow the fight is bigger, how? You're not gonna do a bigger live gate, especially with them giving away tickets. The fight week energy feels down and flat. People are saying they didn't even know you were fighting this weekend. So in what, because they got more posters or because you got a loaded undercard, because they got you pulling up in cars? Like, that's what y'all don't understand about boxing. Boxing fans, they want good fights and good action and memorable nights more so than the other stuff. All that other stuff, pyrotechnics, fireworks, and, you know, people swallowing flames and flamethrowers and like circus type of stuff. That's cool, but it's not really needed. You don't really, if you have a banger of a fight card, and then you got some people, maybe a little bit of trash talk and stuff like that, boom, the fight is sold. That's all. But people, you know, to each his own. Do waste your money if you want. And they really put Eminem at kind of at the forefront of this promotion, and I just feel like it hasn't really been shining as a promotion. But Crawford, he's saying it's somehow bigger than the Errol Spence fight. And then when I say these things, people say I'm the bad guy for pointing out the obvious, and then they can't prove me wrong. Tell me how this is bigger than the Errol Spence fight. In what capacity? In what shape? People say stupid stuff like, oh, international viewers. Man, like, first of all, what metric is that based on? Like, how do you know this is receiving more international attention? Because what? Because Madrimov is from Uzbek? Like, how do you know this is receiving more international attention? Because there's other fights where it's two Americans and the fight is generating a lot of attention. You know what I mean? And people will fly out from Australia or different Japan or whatever. So there's a lot of people want to say these things, but they can't prove what they say. I'm asking you to prove it. Crawford says this fight card feels bigger. Let me know what makes it feel bigger, because you're at Santa Monica with a nice backdrop and some water, and then they like rolling out the red carpet. And see, shout out to PBC. I'm glad PBC don't do all this extra stuff because it's not needed. And they're like, PBC's been in the business so long, Al Heyman's been in the business so long, where you have to strip away the inessentials. Like Gervonta Davis, his fight cards don't have all this, but every time Gervonta Davis is about to fight, it feels like it. You know what I mean? I don't need, you know, this like musicals and like people throwing rose petal. I don't really care about stuff like that. It's cool, but it's just like gimmicky. Like, give me some good fights. And the crazy thing is there's some good fights on here, but for whatever reason, the tickets sales seems down and it doesn't seem like it's resonating with people. I think it's the main event, to be honest, because the undercard, I think you would have had a better chance of selling this in LA with Pitbull Cruz and Rayo, because you have two Mexican fighters. It's going to be a short shot action fight, most likely based on how they both fight. And I think that would have been a better sell to get the fans involved, you know, and then put Crawford on the undercard. I'm not even saying that like as a slight. I'm being so serious. You know, I don't know that Crawford would do that because, you know, he has his own ego and his own rules, and maybe he wouldn't have done it. Maybe he was like, I ain't nobody's undercard. But I'm just telling you, to sell it, I think that would have, if you led with Pitbull Cruz, Rayo, and probably even Andy Ruiz and Gerald Miller, and then put Crawford as like the third fight, or if you kept Virgil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu on here and then put Crawford as the fourth fight, it probably would have been better. Because here's the other thing. People know Crawford, they don't know Madrimov. He 10-0-1. So you got, he has like probably one of the most unknown, and that's the main event. So it could even be a situation where people watch the undercard and then end up leaving to beat traffic or something, because some people don't know who Madrimov even is. I know it. I think it's going to be a good fight, But I'm just talking about the public, the populace. Chech.